In the world of global trade, a new chapter is being written, one that could redefine supply chains, shift geopolitical power, and reshape economic alliances. Today, we're going to talk about the Financial Times article titled South America Made in China. Megaport prepares to transform trade. It was published on November 13, 2024, and authored by Joe Daniel and Stephen Bernard. This article explores how Beijing-backed investment in Peru could revolutionize South America shipping and poses a threat to the US. So, the Chancay port, a 3.6 billion deep water harbor being built in Peru by China Costco Shipping and Vulcan Compañía Minera, a local mining company. Costco holds a 60% stake, while Vulcan, controlled by the Swiss commodity giant Glencore, retain 40%. This is not just another port, it's a direct bridge between South America and Asia, bypassing traditional routes and creating an alternative trade corridor. Located 80 kilometers in north of Lima, Chancay Port is said to become the largest and most advanced shipping hub in South America Pacific coast. It will be directly plugged to the Pan American Highway and will have an initial capacity to handle 1 million TEU, we're talking about 20-foot equivalent units here, annually, expanding to 1.5 million TEU in later phases. Historically, South American export had to travel through Panama or Mexico or even Los Angeles before reaching to Asia. But with Chancay, because it's a deep harbor, ships can now sail directly to Shanghai, cutting travel time by up to 10 days and reducing shipping costs by approximately 30%. This is massive. This port is more than just a logistic hub. It represents China's expanding Belt and Road Initiative in Latin America. By controlling key infrastructure like this port, Beijing ensures a steady flow of key minerals like iron ore and other minerals, agricultural goods like soybean, and manufactured product between both continents. Like I said before, there's many products that they could access through this port. Shown here is the 2022 exportation products. And right now we're gonna see the destination of those products, and we definitely see that China is the main receiver of Peru exportation. So the connection with the two countries is clear. But there's also the fact that with this trade and with this connection, it's not just the access to Peru, but to the entire South American market. And right underneath Peru, we have what we call the lithium triangle. So it's between Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. 60% of the lithium known today is based in that triangle. So this highway, the Pan American Highway, goes through those countries and connect to the port, and therefore there could be a strategic connection there. It's also a connection to the Mercosur, and like we said before, Brazil is a huge exporter to China. Right now they go through Africa, Singapore, and then they go to Shanghai. But now they could have a railway built on the main field and connect to the port. What does our neighbor to the south think about that? The United States always considered the South America to be his backyard. Because of the proximity and all the history between the regions, the US was considered to be the dominant trading partner in Latin America for decades. And we see here the pattern that is changing, and that nowadays China is the main partner of most South American countries. We also see that China has invested 150 billions in Latin America since 2005. So our neighbor from the south doesn't like it, and they raise an alarm to Peru. They try to convince him not to accept those China investment, and they also raise the alarm of military caution because Chancay port is a deep harbor. It can dock military ships. So that was definitely an alarm for the US. This is not the first time China has built a massive port to reshape global trade. Some famous example is the Piraeus port in Greece that COSCO shipping company acquired in 2009, which is Greece's largest port, and they turned it into the busiest container hub in the entire Mediterranean area, increasing its cargo throughout 1 million TEU to over 5 million TEU today. Or the Djibouti port in Africa, which is a key logistic and military hub near the Red Sea, funded entirely by China. Or maybe more recently, the Hambota port in Sri Lanka, a controversial case where Sri Lanka struggled with its debt repayment, leading to a 99-year lease of the port to China after accumulating over 1 billion in debt. In the case of the Chancay port, COSCO Shipping Company will have the exclusivity of the port for the next 30 years. So the big question will be that is it a win-win situation project or a potential case of debt dependency?